What's going on, guys? It's time for your D&D. Another triple weekly update. I'm so sorry. The holiday, trying to prep for crazy family stuff, and building the gaming table, which I'm sure some of you might have seen if you follow me on any social media, which there will be plans or something for in the future if you're curious and want to build your own, which will be set up behind me for tomorrow's stream. I say tomorrow when I really have no idea when this video is going to come out. Hopefully it'll be tomorrow or later today's stream. But anyway, I want to go over some awesome stuff that's happened over the past couple of weeks. Most importantly, I will touch on some of the Unearthed Arcana stuff as well, but there's an announcement I want to have going forward with that. So anyway, you're going to want to stay tuned. So, why don't we jump right into things. This was a really weird article that came out back on the 9th, the 2016 out-of-print declarations list. Wizards of the Coast declared a list of titles out of print. Returns for these titles must be received by November 30th, 2016. I don't really recognize a lot of these titles. I think a lot of these are old school titles. I was trying to see if I recognized any of them. Here's a lot of second-y stuff. The Forgotten Realms campaign setting. The 3rd edition Player's Handbook 3. I believe this is for 4th edition. Anyway, you see all these, just so you guys are aware. Oh, and before anybody says anything regarding Unearthed Arcana, because if you're unaware, they switched it to a weekly release. We've had 4 weeks and 4 releases. It's super exciting, but I'm going to do separate videos covering those entirely because there's a lot to talk about. And I want to give each class, because each week has been a new class, I want to give each week, or each class, its own separate video. So we're going to have a video, we're going to go in order. It's going to be Barbarians, Bards, Clerics, Druids. Hopefully that will be all done before the following Monday, where we'll already be in December, so that I'll be able to keep the videos coming out as they come out. So you won't be seeing any Unearthed Arcana stuff other than that in this video. That'll be coming in future videos. So, Dungeons & Dragons was admitted into the National Toy Hall of Fame. So that's some pretty cool stuff. This was back on the 10th. So, let's see, do we have any specific stuff? There's a lot of information here, quotes and things from different people at Wizards of the Coast and D&D. Dungeons & Dragons embodies Hasbro's goal of creating the world's best play and entertainment experiences, and we are extremely proud to see D&D be inducted into the National Toy Hall of Fame alongside many other brands in our portfolio like Twister, Candyland, The Game of Life, Mr. Potato Head, and the Easy Bake Oven, said John Frascati, president of Hasbro Brands. D&D has enabled fans to create their own stories for more than 40 years, and we look forward to continuing to inspire imaginations by providing amazing play experiences. So, again, kudos D&D. That's awesome. Matt Forbeck was on the D&D podcast back on the 10th to talk about Dungeonology. I did a review of that book here on the channel if you're curious about that. And Matt Cernan and Chris Perkins talk about they sometimes work together with hobgoblins and bugbears. About goblins and how they sometimes do that. Satine Phoenix and Rudy Ruttenberg were on the D&D podcast as well. They talk about playing a D&D live stream, playing Eberron in 5th edition, and where to find good elf ears, not necessarily in order. Eberron in 5e, I would be very excited to see a formalized campaign setting. I feel like a lot of us would like to see the return of any other campaign setting other than the Forgotten Realms. Not that there's anything wrong with the Forgotten Realms. There's a ton of lore. There's a ton of novels and things all written about stuff in the Forgotten Realms. So if you're playing in 5th edition and you want to do a lot of research, you have a breadth of knowledge to and things and characters and places and people to pull into your campaign if need be. But just for the bit of variety. I mean, Eberron is a fairly unique setting in my mind. But Greyhawk, Dragonlance, Dark Sun, there's a lot of awesome other campaign settings that could get pulled in to make their own, and they'll sell. That's my biggest complaint is I know they're trying to reduce book bloat, but as I've said so many times on this channel. I think I'm just going to do a separate video where I rant about that. You know what? So I'm going to cut it. We'll do a separate rant about that in another video. In this one, back on the 16th, let's see. We also introduced a new segment called Sage Advice with Jeremy Crawford, lead rules developer for D&D, to clarify rules that affect armor class like bark, skin, and cover. This is kind of, again, a point the Sage Advice changed to being a part of the Dragon Talk podcast is because Sage Advice has kind of gone on hiatus while they work on making Unearthed Arcana a weekly release. This was a shocker to me. The lost episode of Foursquare Giant Hunters is actually coming up on the 5th of December. That is next Monday, the release of the Unearthed Arcana. That will be in there. If you're unfamiliar with Foursquare Giant Hunters, it's actually a really cool recorded series run by Matthew Mercer with some familiar faces you might have known, like Ashley Johnson, Brian Posehn, Chris Hardwick. And they were all playing in a sort of lead up to the release of Storm King's Thunder. This was the whole D&D at Midtown Comics was announced with this. But there is, you can click right here, and there'll be a link to this in the description if you want to watch the whole playlist. But on December 5th, starting at 5 p.m. Pacific, the cast of Foursquare Giant Hunters will gather again to Mercer's Warhorn Call and play D&D in front of a live audience of fans at the historic Egypt Theater in Los Angeles. But you can watch it on the Wizards of the Coast D&D channel. This is the Lost episode where they're going to actually finish out the whole story. This is, I don't know if this is a video, I think this is just the audio of Wizards of the Coast at Gamehole Con. The last update I did, I talked briefly about it, announcing the fact that Unearthed Arcana was going to go weekly and that Pendleton Ward is going to be involved with the next campaign setting. If you're not familiar with Pendleton Ward, that is the creator of Adventure Time. And lastly, John Peterson is on Dragon Talk to talk about the Lost D&D Radio show. This is a pretty interesting concept. On this special Thanksgiving Day episode, we are proud to present a previously unknown part of D&D history, a pilot for a D&D radio show created in 1982 by TSR. Archivist John Peterson uncovered this recording and allowed us to present it in full, with plenty of commentary from Greg Tito and Shelley Mazzanoble. I'm going to check that one out, because I've heard of this. I've heard rumors of this they were going to try to do a D&D, talk show, or potentially try to do, a true radio show of a campaign, back in the day. Which, I would watch, or listen to, if I was stuck in my car, and I had access to the radio and I could get this channel, I would listen to a D&D campaign in the form of a radio show. But, I'm crazy, so that's just me. So, anyway, guys, that's pretty much it for this week. What do we have going on with these videos off on the side? To be honest, I don't even know. Up here, for Know Your Role, you can go ahead and check this out. Know Your Role, the formal campaign in and of itself, is kind of temporarily on hiatus due to the total party kill a few weeks back. So right up there, you're going to see Out of the Abyss #1. We started playing through the Rage of Demons storyline, Out of the Abyss. Sean is running it. The second episode will be on Tuesday, the 29th, which might be the same day as you are watching this video. And that's while I currently am in the process of designing my own homebrew world, 100% homebrew, everything created by me, other than the monsters and the mechanics. So that's a process to create a whole world and fill it with people and creatures and storylines. So, since that's being done, I needed a break, and we didn't want to stop playing, so Sean is running Out of the Abyss. Also be on the lookout for the 6th episode of Jake Game. That's our follower-based campaign that Jake runs, where every 50 followers we reach on Twitch, we do a episode of Jake Game. We have 2 more in the queue. We're trying to figure out when we can schedule to get those going, but be on the lookout for that. This Kickstarter spotlight here in the middle, I'm actually going to have to look up to see what I actually am going to put the video here for. This Kickstarter spotlight that you'll see here is Coffee Crisis. This was a Sega Genesis game, a brand new Sega Genesis game. They've almost reached their stretch goal. Last I checked, they're about $2,000 off from hitting it. If you want to play an old school beat 'em up game, similar vein to Streets of Rage, but about baristas that have to deal with fighting aliens who are trying to steal metal music, coffee, and cat videos from the internet, this is the Kickstarter for you. And it is a brand new cartridge for play in your Sega Genesis system. And this DM's Guild Spotlight video right here down the bottom is the Circle of the Fountain Druid. This is a druid from the creator of the Circle of the Beast and Circle of the Deathbloom Druid. Circle of the Fountain Druid is a sort of druid focused on healing and healing waters and sort of making potions that allow you to heal. Almost rivals the cleric, if not better than a cleric, a life cleric even, in their healing ability. A lot of controversy on whether or not that's a good one to play, but it was highlighted by Wizards of the Coast during one of their Unearthed Arcana highlights earlier this year. So anyway, guys, that's pretty much it for this week. Sorry I'm a little tired. I've been toiling away on this table. But if you want to see more of what I do, you can click subscribe down here at the bottom so you don't miss out on anything. Thank you again to everybody. We blew past 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube. We're almost on our way up to 1,400, and when we hit 2,000, maybe I'll do another giveaway as well. And we're slowly approaching 500 followers on Twitch. And when we hit 500 there, there will be some sort of change. Possibly a revamp to the Twitch channel, adding new fun interactive things for you guys to do, as well as probably another giveaway of some kind. So, anyway, guys, hope you liked this video. Sorry it was so late. I'm hoping, once again, I know I've said that before, to get back on track to all these weekly videos. Things have just been kind of crazy with the holidays, but that should be rectified going forward. So, okay, guys, enjoy the rest of the week, and I'll see you next time.